What's good? You're watching Daniel and Gian Talk Shit, where today we discuss Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 3, and the UFC 214 featuring Daniel Cormier and Jon Jones. What's good? You're listening to Daniel and Gian Talk Shit. I am Gian.
And I'm Daniel.
And it's good to be back. We released a podcast last week. We recorded, I don't know, at the beginning of July.
3 weeks ago.
So we haven't done a full podcast in a while. But today, you guys are lucky. You're a special treat recording this Monday in Van Nuys, California. How's it going, man?
Good. It's been a pretty eventful few weeks that we've been off the air.
I think so. I mean, I think this is like good summer. Like, most summers are boring. Shit doesn't really go down. But
in a lot of ways, it's good. I mean, it's good politically. I mean, it's not good politically, but it's like good to talk about.
Entertainment purposes.
Right.
It's good.
I mean, the movies have been relatively good. I feel like TV's been good. Well, Game of Thrones, I haven't watched TV, so I can't comment. But
right.
Like, Game of Thrones has been good.
Game of Thrones has saved the summer for TV viewers.
Well, I mean, have you been watching anything this summer? Other than Game of Thrones on TV?
I watched the first episode of...
The Jason Bateman show?
No.
Oh.
The first episode of Awkward Black Girl, whatever her show is.
Oh,
Insecure.
I
watched that. Ballers started.
I haven't even seen season 2 of Ballers.
You're behind on that one, but I'm gonna start watching that soon. I'm pretty sure Hard Knocks is gonna start next week.
Don't even know what that is.
Hard Knocks is like the reality TV show they do for the NFL on HBO.
It's like a
docu-series. And then I think 24/7 for Canelo Triple G starts this weekend too.
I've never seen one of those.
Really?
I've heard they're great. I've heard they're like funny, especially when Floyd's on and his dad.
If you could just watch HBO stuff, you'll be solid. Like HBO is still like killing it.
I just bought HBO now because of that.
Okay.
I dropped Netflix officially, and
no more Netflix for you.
No, done.
What happened?
I'm going back to downloading things.
Oh.
Just because I don't use it. Honestly, I really don't use it. The last time I used it was House of Cards Season 5, and before that, I honestly can't even tell you the last thing that I watched. I don't know. I haven't even seen Iron Fist. I just, to be honest with you, I was buying the 4K thing, and I wasn't even using it anyway, and then I thought about downgrading it, but then I'm like, I'm not even fucking using the service, period. HBO was the only, when I had HBO Go, that was the only thing I was using, the only thing. And so I'm like, all right, I'll spend $15 a month because like I love HBO's content.
Yeah.
100% love their content. I mean, I just watched, do you hear about this movie came out earlier this year with Robert De Niro called Wizard of Lies?
Oh, the one about Bernie Madoff?
Dude.
I started watching like the first 30 minutes of it, but I didn't revisit it after.
Dude, I did not know that much about Bernie Madoff. I mean, obviously it's a movie and there's some like leeway about what's true and what's not true. But I had no idea he was not college educated. He came from nothing, and he amassed $50 billion worth of shit.
Of stolen shit.
It was all lies. So for those who don't know, which was me,
he's a sociopath.
I don't even. He's literally the world's greatest liar.
Yeah,
I thought about that.
Well,
when I was watching
they've said he has sociopathic tendencies, like
because he has no remorse.
Yeah,
he doesn't care.
Exactly.
Like there's a scene where like. His wife's sister was like, "Oh my God, the financial crisis is happening. Like, we really want to give you the rest of our savings. Like, do you mind?" And he knows perfectly well that like what his scheme is.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." Like, it wasn't even the market's bad, but like I would wait, try to like have them save their money. But it wasn't even like that at all. He started from nothing, and the whole scheme was he knew the market well enough or bullshitted it enough to say, "Hey, there's this downward trend on such and such. If you give me X amount of dollars, you'll be able to get this amount of return over 5 years or whatever." So he was able to do this little hustle with enough people and amass money that way.
Yeah.
And then start paying small dividends based on money that people have given him.
Right.
And
he's using other people's money to pay people. Yeah.
Which is really,
it's a pyramid scheme.
That's what the banks do anyway. I mean, it's nothing.
Well, it's also what Amway does. It's what Mary Kay does. All those things. It's like,
But it was just interesting. Like, it came from nothing, and the dude was like the CEO, the president of NASDAQ at one point. Like most of the business things that people enact in the world are like based on his. Because he's clearly a good businessman, 100%.
Well, the other part about that is like you could get away with a lot of stuff before the internet.
Yeah, now it's fucking.
And
good luck.
believe it or not.
Even car chases with helicopters, man. Like fucking bank robbers. It's
Yeah, you can't. It's hard to get away with anything. If you can get away with shit, you're that good at what you do. Or lucky, yeah. But the other thing is, like, I feel like the college degree thing is more important now than it was 30, 40 years ago. You know, JFK was the first guy to bring on college-educated people to his cabinet. Before that, it was all military leaders and stuff like that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why the best and the brightest.
That's ironic.
Yeah, you could blame JFK for a lot of the shit going on.
Apparently.
But you know, speaking of being a liar, I was on Instagram today, and I noticed a friend had like 170 something likes on their picture. Like they're shooting.
Were you jealous? Were you insta jealous?
It wasn't jealous. It's not a jealousy thing. It made me start thinking that, you know, to be successful on social media and the internet in general, you got to be nice. You just got to be nice people.
Clearly, that's why we're failing.
No, absolutely. No, I 100%. Dude, if you look at some of our, so if you guys want to go check out our reaction videos on YouTube, people do not like our reactions because we're honest. So I'm just thinking, like, you know, I feel like I know a lot of these people, and I know they're not that nice in person.
So you have to be fake to be.
You got to be fake, and it's interesting that people like, and you know, everybody knows that this guy's not that nice or that girl's not that nice, but they still do it anyways. You know, they still like want to like them. I just find it really fucking interesting that people, like, you don't have to be talented. You don't have to be like necessarily all that intelligent either.
You can't be too ugly though.
No, definitely not. Like you know,
I can be as nice as I want to be, and I'm only going to be able to go so far.
You can't be horrific looking, but not saying that you're horrific looking, but
I'm saying that. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Well, then I'll agree with you. But I just, yeah, man, it's weird how these things work. Like you can't be genuine. So then when it comes to your ideas about these things,
or you can be. I mean, so
if you're going to be genuine, you have to be so completely over the fucking top that you're a caricature.
Right. I mean, so like Howard Stern. I think I don't know Howard Stern, but I feel like he's been on the air and he's been consistent enough to where if he was bullshitting, it would have came out already.
Right.
I mean, but I don't know. But that's my thing.
But his fan base, the difference with Howard Stern is since he was the first guy to do it, like the fan base expects
He's the standard.
Yeah, exactly. And they expect that from Murdy. And he was doing outrageous stuff. He's also, you know, it might not be to today's standards all that outrageous, but back then, 30 years ago when he started, it was fucking super outrageous. Yeah. So everyone was like, it was shock value.
I remember even as a kid, and I'm not even that old when he started, but just my dad would listen to him on the way to school or whatever, you know, because in New York it was 3 hours ahead. So like I'd get the tail end of whatever the show was. And even me, to my little like Catholic schoolboy years, I'm like, oh man, what is this? Is on the radio? Like that was what I was thinking to myself. Like that's, but no. What about someone like Stephen A. Smith?
Stephen A. Smith is a fucking caricature and a half.
You don't believe anything?
I don't take anything that fucking guy says serious because he just after he did the thing with Kevin Durant a couple years ago.
Which was what?
Well, he leaked that Kevin Durant was in talks with the Lakers, that he was going to go to the Lakers after the season.
Was he really?
No.
Oh.
And Kevin Durant said Stephen A. Smith doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He needs to keep his fucking mouth shut. And then Stephen A. Smith did a promo. He cut a promo. WWE style on ESPN and looks straight into the camera and says, "You do not want to mess with me, Kevin Durant."
I remember that.
You know,
that's when people started saying he was going off the rails because it was like too.
Yeah,
I remember
it's
that.
like, who the fuck are you, Stephen A. Smith? What are you going to do to Kevin Durant? What you got some goons on the fucking payroll? They're going to put a hit on him. Payroll. Yeah, dude. Nobody gives a shit about you, bro. Like, yeah.
So okay, so
I don't pay attention. Like the only personalities on ESPN that I pay attention to at all is Max Kellerman, and only when he's talking about boxing. Anything else, I don't give a fuck what his opinion is about it. You know what I mean?
So you think Max's forte is boxing?
Absolutely, that's a specialty. That's how you know. I mean, if he talks about hip hop, you know, he was a rapper. He was a sign.
I didn't know that, but I've listened to his show, so I know like his.
Yeah, he was signed. He had a deal with his brother, the brother that died. They had like a hip hop deal in the early '90s.
I wonder if there's some recordings on YouTube.
Oh yeah, there is. I think they got a music video.
That's funny. I mean, that's cool. I respect Max.
So I respect his opinion on hip hop because he's like a hardcore New York City hip hop head.
What about Dan Patrick? I know he's on ESPN anymore, but. He seems genuine.
I mean, he seems like
he's also a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a nice guy, but he also does Adam Sandler movies. So you know, what I mean, he's definitely
they're friends. That's
but he plays it up. I'm just saying he plays it up to be like the celebrity sports guy.
So then, okay, so who's genuine in your eyes?
Nobody.
No
Nowadays?
one. No one.
Fuck no, nobody.
No one you listen to is like, you know what? That's the real.
Yeah, well, I mean,
deal.
some of the smaller podcasts, yeah, like the USC podcast I listen to, where they're like, you know, if you saw these guys in a crowd, you would have no idea who they are.
No, like celebrity. In
No,
any
I think
form.
at a certain point you have a brand and you got to stick to your brand. That's how you. There's the only way you're gonna be successful is if you stick to the brand. If you want to be completely honest about shit, I mean, maybe Joe Rogan. I feel like he pushes the envelope a little bit. Like not push the envelope, but he definitely doesn't give a fuck about a lot of the things that he says.
As he always says,
You know.
if you have fuck you money, you got to use it.
Yeah.
And it's hard to be in that position to
Right.
like not only get that money, but then to do that and then still people like you. I mean,
Yeah.
I personally, I just don't pay attention enough. Like I don't watch enough TV anymore.
Yeah.
The celebrities, the only time I see them now is in movies, you know, like, so I don't really care about what so-and-so is saying
Right.
or whatever. It just, I just don't watch TV. That's one of the things that I'm really glad that I don't do is watch TV. When I was younger, I'd be like, oh, TMZ's on. Oh, let's watch 30 minutes of that. Oh, let's watch whatever X, Y, and Z show. And I don't watch shit on TV, literally. I mean, I don't even have cable, so I can't watch anything on TV. Other than Dodgers, other than baseball, sports, other than sports. Let's just keep it to sports, because like I'll watch UFC on Fox Sports 1 or FXX now or whatever it is. But
Right.
like nothing else.
I feel like
Nothing. TV's a waste of money.
I feel like as a coastal elite, you're not the only one that does that. The only people on the coast in the big cities that watch live TV are older people.
Yeah.
And
My mom
everybody
watches
else
TV
is
still.
watching sports. Like it's just
And my mom's always complaining, oh, they always have the same things on. It's like, yeah, well, and I keep trying to get my mom to go into Netflix, but I don't know if she's like afraid to like get away from like the Food Network programming. I don't know.
It's what shit. People are used to doing things a certain way. You know, I wouldn't have a password if it wasn't for my parents. Like every streaming thing I watch is through my parents' account because they're the only ones that keep the TV live. And half the time they're fucking complaining about CNN. You know, that's
one channel.
Like they were down here in an Airbnb for the weekend, and yeah, they kept asking me, "Can you find CNN for us? Where's CNN?" Like the whole time it was on CNN. I'm like, "How much Anderson Cooper can you fucking watch?"
I don't know. I used to watch a lot of those shows on MSNBC. I used to watch Bill O'Reilly, and like because I would watch everything. I'd watch Rachel Maddow. I'd watch Bill O'Reilly. I'd watch Sean Hannity. I'd watch Jon Stewart when he was on, and Colbert when they were like. I'd watch these shows just to get different perspectives, and like when I was growing up, genuinely, and maybe things have changed. I don't know, but like Fox was my go-to station for news, whether it was what was going on with the presidency or whatever.
You didn't know any better.
No, I didn't. But I just knew Fox always looked the most flashy.
Oh, it had the best production value.
Yeah, it just felt like everything that was coming out of there was like on point, smart, and whatever. And then as I got older, I start to see like the lines between both stations or both networks or whatever. So it just makes me wonder, like,
yeah, it's so fucking apparent now.
But back in the day, you could see how these mobs of people would just latch on to like Fox.
Well, I think the political climate has changed that much too, where they
100%.
have to change the way their programming is too. So maybe it was a little more down the middle on both networks before, and now since
it's like
basically since Obama has been president,
that's what happens when you get a black guy in office.
Fucking black people ruining everything.
That's what happens. Well, because it's weird. Fox has always been weird to me because Fox News has. Now especially has the stigma of being right. But if you watch Fox, like Channel 11...
Yeah, they always push the envelope with their programming.
It's always like, not always left-leaning, but like there's more a general acceptance of like the country. It isn't about let's throw out these conservative shows.
Well, I think the programs have been like risque too, like which is that...
24.
Yeah, the
24
antithesis of conservative.
Which is, it's just interesting. It's just interesting. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like... It's all about advertising.
Right.
At the end of the day, Fox just cares about getting someone to watch something.
Well, and it's catering to your base and figuring out what your base is and making
for TV,
them happy.
The base isn't conservatives.
No.
But for news, it is.
Yeah, it's a completely different brand. It just has the same name slapped on it.
Do you feel like that if someone can go in there and change it and remove money from like news networks and you made it more like PBS where it's kind of just here are the facts, quote unquote, boring, no flash, no opinions, no op-eds, just like...
Well, it's like they kind of do that in England with the BBC.
Well, do you think... What do you think would happen to like networks
if you got rid of like...
ban that?
I mean, I think you'd get more honest programming.
do you think the marketing would, like maybe for
Do you think
example,
people would stop watching TV if they did it that way? They might do it here in the U.S. because we're already used to a certain form of programming, but,
I just get my news from the internet now.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
I mean, here's the BBC model. Like, they put programs that people might not watch because they feel like it's beneficial for the public to have these, like, educational programs on. And because it's funded by the government, they have the control to do that. A lot of people here in the States are like, oh, there's always the freedom of speech.
Trump
fucking
wants
bullshit.
to cut out the PBS or whatever the public because he's like, oh, it's too much for the budget. I forgot what his.
I don't even know how much money they make because I feel like
they don't get anything.
No, and I feel like they're always doing fucking fundraising and shit. They're always having that telethon where you call in and same thing with KCRW with the
KC
NPR.
Yeah, all these things. No, I agree. I can't imagine my life growing up without like Sesame Street and like little kids programs like that, where it's not about being political or whatever. It's just, hey, let's just.
It's educational.
Sesame Street's kind of become a little political.
Wow.
With like gender exclusivity and stuff, or inclusive, whatever the word is. But I'm not saying that's bad. That's just they understand.
Let's not go down that rabbit hole.
They just know that's where the times are going. I think there was a big deal about like there was a black or something, or we talked about it on this podcast, or I wanted to talk about it.
I don't.
It was a gay Sesame Street character or something. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, exactly. Let's not go down that rabbit hole. It's a very easy one to go down.
So let's get into it. Episode 3, season. Is it season 7 or season 7? Right?
Season 7 or
season 7 Apple. Of
no, it's 7.
Is it 7? The next one's going to be 8. Okay. Well, season 7 of Game of Thrones. Watched it last night, live and direct. Not really. I watched it on HBO Go. So,
yeah.
What's your complaint this week?
I didn't like how they showed. I didn't like how Casterly Rock looked.
You didn't. Okay, so you're upset that they haven't shown Casterly Rock this entire time, and when they finally do, it wasn't impressive.
It was disappointing. It was. If you look at all the fan art and like what it's supposed to look like, what the real Iron Throne actually looks like, right? Like according to George R.R. Martin, it's like huge and literally full of like hundreds of swords, as opposed to like the small little one. I get it. But Casterly Rock was supposed to be like basically on the top of a mountain. Like,
right.
This huge fucking thing that was supposed to be impregnable. You're not supposed to be able to get to it.
There's an issue with that, though.
Well, I mean, that's what it's supposed to look like.
Right. But
there's supposed to be mines within it, and like it's supposed to be like this one.
I could see the issue with it, though, is that you already have a place that looks like that on the show in the Eyrie.
Sure. I'm just
saying.
So
they didn't want to make a second place like that.
I'm just saying that bothered me because it didn't look as like.
You haven't even read the books.
I'm just saying when you don't have to read the books. You know what they talk about. Oh, this place has never been captured. It's never been lit. Like the way they talk about it, and then you see it, and you're like, I don't see how someone can't capture this place.
Well,
in my mind,
the little crack in the bottom, the little entrance.
Sure, but I'm just saying otherwise. Like
right.
The Eyrie, I could see how no one can get that.
Yeah,
but it's obvious it has been captured in the past, like before the show started. But I'm saying like.
See, I don't remember all the talk about Casterly Rock being impressive or anything. I also I always equated the Lannister success with how much money they had, and they were always able to fund like strong.
But that was the goal. The mines are under the fucking rock. That's the thing. I mean, I do. Did
they mention that on the TV show though? That's the thing.
I don't know. I don't remember. I do a lot of outside reading.
Yeah,
for sure. But.
Because we're already at a point where the books and the show are not connected.
Sure, and it's not even really a complaint. You just asked, and I had to think about something negative to say.
Like for me personally, this episode was my least favorite so far. I felt like it was just really fucking slow. The opening sequence with Jon Snow and Daenerys was just kind of, I don't know.
What did you want to happen?
I don't know. It was just a little bit anticlimactic. It was just very predictable, and I don't know. I wasn't as excited about it as I was last week. I was like, okay, they're gonna meet. This is.
Well, what did you want to happen? What would have given you a hard on if she fucking killed him or something?
I'm not sure, man. I mean,
if she killed Davos and then held him prisoner, would you be like, all right, cool?
I mean, I would be more in line with how the show runs. I don't know. It just was lacking energy for me.
Well, they were very monotone.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah.
There was no.
The performance wasn't there, and it's funny because if you listen,
they can't get mad at each other though. That's the thing. If she raises her voice to him and vice versa, you know, if he says the wrong thing to her, she can kill him.
Right.
Period. And he knows that.
You know what I wanted? I wanted Tyrion to jump in a little more, to be more of a mediator. But he was, I mean, I get it. He's on her side, so he was trying to play.
And they only really had one connection. Literally, that's it.
Yeah.
They met at Winterfell, and then they went to the wall together.
Right, but their connection is he's the bastard.
Right, they're both bastards.
Yeah.
But that's, so then, well, okay, so then, like, what was wrong about it besides that for you? Shit.
I just feel like very little got advanced, you know? Like, I wish, like, an attack would have been nice. Maybe it's too soon for an attack, but it didn't feel like... It's the same thing that's been happening with Daenerys for the past 3 or 4 seasons. Like, her scenes, nothing happens. And then maybe one episode, some action goes down. But for the most part, her character is turned into just, like, putting that fucking scowl on her face and trying to be fucking intimidating to everybody. You know, and nothing else has really happened with her character.
I still don't like her. I still don't like her.
That's fair.
I don't, because of that reason. I like this whole bit just because even if I didn't like what went on or whatever, which I did like, but I'm just saying, even if I agreed with you, the fact that it happened at the very beginning of the episode is a great thing. Because if this were Game of Thrones normal, it would have been fucking 3 or 4 more episodes from now. And maybe that's why you didn't feel anything, because there was no build up, because you're so used to Game of Thrones. Like, oh, I'm going to head down south and then I'm going to fucking see like his journey down south for an episode or 2. And then he gets there and then you're like, oh shit, finally, here we go. So like maybe that's what you're missing. But other than that, like this whole season's been very like, all right, we need to wrap all these things up to get to the main conflict.
Well, yeah, they know they're running out of time.
And so, I mean, what I enjoyed about the
and the other thing is, like, we've only seen the White Walkers like that first 10 seconds in the very first episode. You know what I mean?
Which either means
seen them again.
Which means they're either going to continue that and they're not going to be that way to the last 2 episodes to where like we're at the climax and they're going to be all in the next season, or they're going to they have to make an appearance. I feel like they just need to do something. My theory is... And
the threat, it doesn't feel imminent because we haven't seen them on screen enough. We haven't seen anything happen with them.
I mean, that's the beginning of the show, really. And then up until Hard Home, that was literally the show.
Yeah.
Like, you just saw them be them.
Well, we know that winter has come. They kept saying winter is coming, winter is coming, winter's here.
And then nothing's happened.
No, and nothing's happened. So that's like, I don't know. So for me, like, just as visually speaking, like, John's plight doesn't seem as urgent because we just still...
Well, it's not as... Well, it's urgent to me, but it's not urgent to the world because the world hasn't seen anything.
Right.
And that's where the conflict comes into play. I want to talk about what I liked about that opening scene first. The part where they're walking up to the castle.
Yeah.
And then he says, but I'm not a Stark. Jon says, I'm not a Stark or something like that. And then the dragons fly overhead.
Right.
Normally that juxtaposition would be too on the nose for me. Where it's just like... We know he's not a Stark. He doesn't know he's not a Stark, and now you're going to fly in the dragons.
Well, he is a Stark. He's just not a Stark.
Well, but he's a Targaryen.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, though, like, putting that dragon... I actually like that. Normally, I wouldn't like that. I liked how Melisandre talked about how she brought a fire and ice together.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know about you, but I think that just confirms that A Song of Ice and Fire is about them. I think that's what we all knew, and we all speculated. But like Melisandre saying that to me is putting the nail in the coffin. Like it's 100% about them too.
How did you feel about her exchange with Varys?
About how
they're both going to die in Westeros?
I don't know. It's interesting because I still don't know how Melisandre's going to play into it. Like at this point, I feel like she served her purpose.
Yeah,
she literally brought them together, and as she literally said, that I feel like that's her purpose. But now going forward, I don't know.
What else? Why do we need her?
I don't know.
Yeah,
but I don't know why you need Varys either.
Right.
I mean, genuinely. After, like, once everything's been captured and everything, sure.
Well,
but like,
well, you know what? Because the thing with Varys is Varys and Littlefinger are both... They're the reason why everything is going down right now. And everything... They're the backbone of the show's story. Because
basically,
all the major events that have happened, almost all that major events that have happened, have been caused by both of them. Either working together
some way,
or working...
coordinated by them. No, so it's just I don't know. I don't know how he factors in. But let's move on to King's Landing stuff because I
believe I called it last week. I told you what was going to happen with Dorne and Cersei. I said on air that Cersei was going to kill the chick's daughter in front of her, like as payback for Marcella.
I'm 100% glad that she did it that way, and I'm glad that it, like, I was behind Cersei. I wish it would have been worse, just because I fucking hate the Sand Snake story so bad that I feel like that was the writer's way of saying, like, we're sorry we wrote this in. Let's just fucking kill it off in the most brutal way possible. Like, I don't give a fuck about the princess or the mom. Just they can all. I wish the mountain would have smashed their heads. I would have been happy. Just because I hated that story, and so like I'm hoping that means it's done now. We're done. We don't ever have to fuck with Dorne again ever, and I'm glad. Just because it's just such a waste of time. I did like Euron again. Like he's becoming more and more of a likable character.
Euron's my favorite character this season.
Even though he's like fuck, you can't like him.
Does she like a finger in her butt? No. Tell me later. Tell me later.
That was so good.
Yeah.
Because it was. That, I mean, that scene bothered me a little bit on a weird level where it's like nitpicky. I mean, where he was able to get that close to Cersei,
right?
And the mountain didn't even make a move. Like he was literally standing on her like pedestal thing,
right?
And like it was a little suspension of disbelief because you're so involved with like what's going on that you don't even notice that. But for me personally, I'm like, oh wait, he just got he was allowed to go that close. Just when like a few weeks ago or whatever, or however, I don't know what the time frame is, but like,
well, the time before though, that was the first time they'd ever met,
right? But when he tried to approach, I believe there was a shot where, like,
he tried to approach and the mountain took a step towards him and he stopped.
Yeah, but then that's what I'm saying. Like, is it a big deal? No. I'm not saying that, but it did rub me.
You're talking about a consistency purpose. I mean, I picked up on that too. I was like, okay, the mountain didn't there was no explanation on why the mountain didn't care this time.
I mean, maybe because she brought the enemy that it was like okay, but even still, like all it is proving that he's a loose cannon.
Yeah.
You probably want to be extra careful,
right?
But it didn't ruin the scene. I'm just saying it's something like I really love that exchange though, between him and Jaime, because it just makes you wonder, like in some weird way, this was an episode for the Lannisters. Like this might be the last positive episode for the Lannisters. Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
This might be the midpoint of the season where like shit goes down from here.
Definitely.
Just because they were so fucking successful this season.
Yeah.
I mean, this episode, they took out.
Well, now and then the Tarly connection comes into play too. Like they brought him in. It would seem like for no fucking reason. Yeah, I was happy to finally see Bronn, even though he didn't really get much screen time. But what's Tarly's first? Is it Randall Tarly?
I think so. Yeah.
They talked about him last episode. They talked to him, had him for 30 seconds on the screen, asked him a question, and then this time we see
them
he's
together.
There.
They united. So obviously he believes in the Lannisters.
What kind of bothers me in that regard, though, for that scene was like we've never seen the Tarly army. We've never seen his bannermen or. And even in that scene, we still don't see, like, what is he bringing with the Lannisters? Because it looks like the Lannisters obviously took their entire army with them to Highgarden.
Most of it, yeah. Because they'd used the whole bait and switch thing.
Yeah. So where was the Tarly? Like, what do they look like? Like, I mean, this is me just nitpicking as well. Like, obviously he needed him to help him take down Highgarden.
This felt like
so that makes me assume that the Tarlys are the ones that really protected Highgarden this entire time. And without the Tarlys' help.
Well, 100%. Yeah. Because the Tyrells are notorious for not having an army.
Right.
At all. Like, they have one, but they're all a bunch of pussies. Like,
right.
The only reason why they own Highgarden was because I believe...
Well, they have all the wheat. They have all the food.
Well, this is before that. Whoever was it was the right place at the right time. I feel like, in my mind, I feel like the person, I forget the name, someone knelt to the original Targaryen, like way back when he was uniting the kingdoms, and like because of that, he was bestowed upon Highgarden and all like everything surrounding that part of Westeros. So like that's the only reason why they were in power,
right?
And then so because of this, like that's why it was so easy for them to capture,
right? But I like that they didn't show a battle either. Since
I was gonna say, I think this was a budget saving episode. To be honest with you, I think this was like battle light because they couldn't do it,
right?
Because I feel like that just means there's more shit to come later on.
Well, it wasn't necessary to either. I mean, if you're gonna say that the Highgarden like soldiers were weak,
what are you gonna show them getting just annihilated?
Yeah, exactly. Like
especially when you don't care about any of that.
This isn't fucking Spartacus on Stars.
Hey man, don't talk shit about Spartacus. It's a good show. I love Spartacus.
But
so staying with Highgarden. I mean, did you like that last scene?
Oh, that was great. That old lady, I'm gonna miss her, man. She's a scene stealer.
She fucking went out and she was dying and she just went. Because I mean, so let's talk about that revelation. I mean, it's not a revelation to us, but it's a revelation to Jaime.
Right.
Do you feel like he's gonna tell Cersei, or he's gonna keep it to himself? Like that's the first thing. My first question.
I think he's gonna keep it to himself because he already knows. He knows that Cersei. Hey, and what she was telling him about how evil Cersei is and how she's like just a wicked monster.
He recognizes.
Yeah, he knows that it's there, and he's not going to push her off. Like telling her something like that might push her even further off the deep end and on to Euron.
So what
Euron's
happens?
dick.
What happens when Euron captures Tyrion again? And this is how I feel. I still feel like Jaime's going to kill Cersei. He maybe doesn't tell her. Euron captures Tyrion, and of course Cersei wants to kill Tyrion because she genuinely believes Tyrion killed
her mother,
Joffrey.
Oh,
and so it's like, well, I'm gonna kill you now, and the dad and the father.
Well, there's
obviously.
a conflict of interest here because Jaime knows now that Tyrion had nothing to do with Joffrey's death.
Right. So I'm saying I could see,
but at the same time, he did kill Tywin Lannister.
Yeah,
you know, and I don't think, and then Jaime didn't have the daddy issues. Tyrion does.
We still don't know how Jaime actually reacted to that,
right?
Or how he feels about Tyrion killing the dad.
I feel like he had some sort of reaction, like now, like he doesn't have his brothers because he's the one that released him from the prison. So in effect, he's kind of the blame.
No, I get it.
For Tywin dying as well.
We've never seen. We don't
like
really
an emotional
know.
Reaction to Tyrion since that happened.
Yeah, we don't know how he actually feels about Tyrion killing Tywin.
Right.
Because he doesn't have the daddy issues, but Tywin was never a fucking father, really.
Right.
When you really think about it, he was just the head of the house, and you had to run things his way. But he really wasn't a fatherly figure. So I don't know. I mean, it's a weird thing. But I could see like there's a possibility where like that could come into play where Jaime defends Tyrion again because he knows the truth, or I don't know. I'm just saying, like you just don't know how it's going to play out at all. The Iron Bank came back. Speaking of, I told you so's.
You did.
I don't know why, still, but they're there. I read.
What I want to know is like, what kind of power does the Iron Bank have?
Well, the reason why Stannis went is because of all of their affairs in the world, not just in Westeros. So I'm assuming that. Because they even mentioned the slave trade or something that like if the Iron Bank reinvests in the Lannisters and like their kingdom again, that maybe there's other armies on the other part of the world
that they could pay to come over to be allies.
That's my only thing I can think of. But then it's like, well, how much did Daenerys destroy when she was over there?
Yeah,
like that's another world question. There's a lot of world that it's just never mentioned, never explored. Never even touched upon.
Like, I feel like they didn't need to bring the Iron Bank back in. I think they did it because that was actually like an Easter egg about what was going to happen with the High Garden. You know, like
you mean a little like foreshadowing because of like the fact that they have no money, blah blah blah.
And just like your theory on Dorne and the Sand Snakes, it was just a vehicle
to tie. Well. I read an article, I don't believe it, but someone speculated that the guy from the Iron Bank is actually Arya.
Oh.
Like, because she's been over there. She knows like what the deal is.
Right.
Like I think that's bullshit, but it could be a reveal.
Yeah, it could be.
Somehow. But we're going to see. The only thing is, we're on episode 4 now coming up, right? So we have 4, 5, 6, 7. So 4 more episodes. I had to count on my fingers. So about 5 hours of content left. How much more story can you develop with that?
This episode also was not a 90-minute episode. Like
I thought it was. The last two 71 minutes, and then the last one is 82 minutes. So the big ones, I thought
they're going to be the last 3 episodes.
Yeah, the last episodes.
5, 6, 7.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just I don't know how it's going to come up, to be honest with you, but I think it's obviously in the preview they talk about it again. So whatever it is, we're going to find out probably next week, and not a minute sooner, just because everything's going by so fast.
Right.
I wrote a bunch of things.
I mean, what other scenes are we missing here?
I mean, okay, so Bran and Arya got Sansa got reunited. We saw Sansa doing some leadership stuff, which is cool. Like she fit in, and then Bran comes in, And I was thinking maybe that was Ari at the gates.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we have someone, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, okay, we're going to have
And it was Bran on drugs.
No, I don't think he was on drugs. I think that's just him now.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
Well, he was fucking weird.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, I watched you get raped. You look beautiful in your white dress,
Yeah.
is basically what he said.
Yeah.
And I love that. I really did like that aspect because to me, it shows two things. One, he's become the three-eyed raven since the last time we saw him. So like this whole time when fucking what's her name? Is it Jojen? What's her name?
I think it's her dad's name is Mirren Reed.
So
something Reed.
Or Jojen died.
Jojen.
Mira?
I think it's Mira. Yeah, Mira Reed.
Okay. Mira Reed. Yeah, okay. Let's just Googled it. So man, she must be jacked because she just carried that fucking dude from all the way up there, all the way down to Winterfell.
Hey man, you can drag anything on snow in a sled, dude.
I apparently I haven't done much snow dragging,
and he's got no leg mass because he's got this. That's why he's got a blanket over his leg.
Can he move his arms?
Yeah, he can move his arms.
He didn't fucking move. He didn't like try to hug Sansa and nothing. I mean, I guess that's how like.
I think he can move his arms. I'm not sure.
The
guy's been in like 4 episodes since he got pushed off the fucking tower in season 1.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I like
episode 1.
Literally, I like how.
I feel bad for that guy because he was a cute little kid, and he's just gotten uglier and uglier like as the years have gone by.
Fault, okay,
you know? I'm just saying I feel bad for him.
Not the show's fault.
He is
either.
Lucky they kept him on the show and didn't recast him with someone better looking. You know.
I mean, they could have.
They totally
honestly,
could have.
There's no reason why they needed to keep him.
No.
I mean, when he's so limited. But anyway, I like how we see him in that state because it shows that he's come a long way. He's really like he has embellished the whole like thing about being three-eyed raven, and it also proves to Sansa that he's not bullshitting. Because how the fuck else would he know that she got raped
and that he's a three-eyed raven?
Yeah, all this shit and like.
Do you think he's gonna reveal the Jon Snow stuff?
Well, he pretty much said it. We got to talk. I mean, that was kind of on the nose. Speaking of like shit on the nose, but he was like, "Yeah, we got to talk." I mean, that's pretty much.
I mean, why does Sansa need to know?
What do you mean? Like, why did he even say that to her?
Like, why would just story wise? Why would Sansa need to know? Like, I feel like the only person that might need to know is him beforehand, and then maybe that Daenerys because that. If we're gonna go by how sexist this shit is, that would make him the rightful heir to.
Well, they even said that, but he's not gonna. He
won't take it.
Yeah, but he should be the
because he's the male. He's the last male. But we're also this is a
he can't fuck.
This is
though,
progressive.
So like, how male can you like?
Jon Snow can't fuck.
No.
Why can't he fuck?
Bran.
Oh, Bran can't fuck.
Yeah.
No, I was talking about Jon Snow being the heir to Westeros because he's the last male Targaryen.
Got it. Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's why I said
you're saying that. And then I was saying no because we're in a progressive fucking world now in Westeros where there's a queen, the first ever queen, and Daenerys is technically older.
And gender pronouns have entered the Westeros kingdom.
Exactly.
So maybe you're right. Yeah. That's what it is. That's where we're at.
Now, tell me, I liked the Samwell Tarly scene because it was funny.
How he what do you mean? Like what about
like it was like it wasn't a lot of levity, but it was like a moment of levity in this.
How he was getting praised and
he was getting praised and then he had to go now photocopy all this shit, bruh.
Now get your shine box.
Yeah, get your shine box. Exactly. But then at the same time I'm wondering that storyline for me is like what did that do? What did that? I mean, it's going to send Jorah Mormont back to.
I feel like that's the most important storyline going on right now.
You think so?
I think that's why, like the small little brief glances we're getting are. They may seem insignificant now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm asking you. Like, how do you think that's going to blow up later on?
I mean, he just cured grayscale.
Right.
That's a big deal.
He's not the first guy to do that, though.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
But he has no training.
Yeah.
And he's proving.
We've just shown how smart he is and how like
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and you don't know how Jorah's going to factor into it. Like,
right.
He could go and meet up with Cersei somehow and Jon's still there or something. I don't know. I'm just saying. And like Jorah vouches for Sam.
Yeah.
And then maybe when Sam finds the solution for the White Walkers, she's going to be eager to enact it. I don't know.
Right.
I'm just saying like the fact that he's down there is a big thing for the show. Like a lot of people are speculating that the whole series is going to end like Lord of the Rings.
He's going to turn into Gandalf?
No. Where he's basically retelling the story of Game of Thrones.
Oh,
and he's writing in the, like, it's going to end with him closing the book.
He's going to be like Samwise.
Yeah. Like that's because George has been on record numerous times saying like Lord of the Rings is his like inspiration for the show.
Right. Just a lot more tits and dicks and
he hated
violence.
He hated how Gandalf did it. And I talked about this before, but he hated how Gandalf came back as the same dude, but like white.
Like his character didn't change.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't know how it's going to factor in it. To me, it's the most like intriguing one of all the storylines besides Bran. Like Bran to me is the most intriguing storyline.
Well, because we need to know what the fuck is going on with him.
Exactly. But other than that, like,
everybody else's story arc right now is pretty clear.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of know. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen, but we know like what everyone's goals and ambitions
Right.
are. Like, I'm curious to.
What did anything happen in this episode that shocked you? I was not, because I'll be honest, I wasn't 100% expecting the Lannister army to do what they did.
No, they won.
Yeah.
Their victories is what surprised
Right.
me.
That surprised me, but other than that, I feel like nothing shocking happened.
Well, I feel like that's a pretty big thing because now.
Well,
okay,
they kind of even the playing field now. I mean, let's think about it. If you, by eliminating the Sand Snakes, you have no one that leads Dorne now. So
right.
the Dornish army's probably going to back out because they're like, well, we don't have anyone leading us. And,
I don't think they have anybody.
No.
I think all of their princes they're all dead now.
Right. So
well,
she was
other than the mom.
She was actually the leader of Dorne. She took over for the guy that the other paraplegic
that he
they killed.
Murdered.
Yeah.
See, it's all her fault. Stupid dumb bitch. She would have. I mean, when you really think about it, it's all fucking Oberyn's fault for being like. Even Cersei fucking says
Yeah.
it. If he would have just killed the Mountain, none of this shit would have happened. Period. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously you got to throw in Littlefinger about OG like starting everything.
Yeah.
But up until that point, because that's what this show's about. This show's about making mistakes on that level. You know what I mean?
Well, tying Dorne in though, if he finishes off the Mountain and Tyrion gets let free because of trial by combat, how would that?
Assuming they would let him go.
Assuming they would let him go, how would that have affected things differently in King's Landing?
I don't know, but the story in Dorne wouldn't have been the same. That's for sure.
Okay.
Like Oberyn, by being overconfident in himself, destroyed his country.
Well,
basically.
Tommen would probably still be alive because Cersei wouldn't have manipulated the sparrows or turned to the sparrows. Maybe. I don't know the sparrow story, because the sparrow story last season is what really changed everything.
Everything.
You know.
Well, I want to talk. The reason why I brought up King's Landing a while ago was I wanted to talk about the people of King's Landing, because for whatever reason, the scene in which you see
where they're
Yara
throwing
and
shit,
and I just for whatever reason, 7 seasons in, it finally clicked on me that like we just know what's going on in Westeros through the eyes of like people in power.
Yeah.
Like we don't really know what it's like to live in the 7 kingdoms.
I mean, I think the closest thing was the sparrows.
Right. That's what I was getting at. But I'm thinking to myself, okay, look, so how bad are these people? And how bad do they have it that they're willing to like waste their own food to like fucking talk shit and like throw their food at like these prisoners or what? Like, well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you would think that after everything that just went down with the fucking their religion getting basically blown off the face of the earth, all this shit, that like they wouldn't have the energy to do this. They seem pretty behind Cersei, is what I'm saying. Like, there doesn't seem to be this like resentment or like any worry of the people. They just
I think that scene was specifically to show that she's starting to win the people's trust, or she's like winning their support
because
back
they captured all these people who did bad stuff.
Exactly. And playing the whole this lady killed my child angle. You know what I mean? And I think that's what that scene represents. You know, like, oh, when we like episode before, like, you know, Jamie's talking to her and it's like, dude, everybody hates us. We're fucking outnumbered. Like, we have no support. And then she's like, you'll see.
That's true. I didn't think about it that way. It just made me think, like, we don't really have a perspective, though, about the
Well, because it's not about the people of Westeros. Like, we really don't care about them.
I know, but it's just like thinking about...
It's called Game of Thrones because we worry about the fucking...
Right.
The actual thrones themselves.
It's just interesting. That's all I'm
definitely.
saying. It's an interesting dynamic.
This is not an SJW show, for sure.
It's just about kings.
Yeah.
It's just about the royalty. Like, you don't know... Like, and when you try to put that in, like, modern times, maybe like a show about following around the Trump administration, which is basically House of Cards. But, like, you know what it's just like... You're not taking into consideration any of what people worry about.
Absolutely.
Like, maybe people they don't give a fuck about what's going on, and they just want to like make rent or whatever. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, it'd be an interesting show to have a sitcom set in the world of Game of Thrones.
Well, maybe when Gendry comes back.
He'll come in like a sitcom entrance and they'll be clapping. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm just going to see if I have anything else. I think that was it from my
All
notes.
I know is when the fucking season ends, when the show ends, I want the last scene to be Gendry in his boat rowing.
Still rowing.
Still rowing.
And then he falls off the fucking, it's a flat earth. Like, that's the final thing is Westeros is, or what is it? I don't know. What's the world called?
Or maybe he fucking falls over and dies like Fredo in Godfather 2. Like with a super wide shot. Yeah. And then.
Could you imagine if that's how it ended? Like something like that, like something so stupid that just ruins or cuts to black.
Right.
Could you imagine?
Have we ever talked about the Sopranos ending?
No.
Did you like that ending?
I mean, you and I have talked about it, never on the air.
I mean, real quick. So I've had like in the last year, I've had like plenty of fucking arguments with people about it.
The Sopranos is the greatest television show ever created, and for me personally,
right,
bar none. And I've seen it more than once. It's one of the few shows where I've seen more than once from beginning to end. And I remember the second time when I got to the ending, knowing what was going to happen, I was still disappointed.
Okay.
Now, the problem is I wasn't as disappointed because I was able to read much more about it and everything like that. And like, the fans are able to throw their own theories, which is not David Chase's what he wanted to do, but like you could still like make the ending good.
Yeah.
And so in that regards, like I'm not going to defend it. It's bold. It's original. No one else is doing it.
You could see what people are making connections with. I get that, but at the same time, it's not
the ending that the show deserved. But at the same time, who are we to say what it deserved when it's David Chase's baby? At the end of the day, like that's a little pretentious to say, but if that's how he envisioned the show to end, with it's just kind of like, all right, we're cutting to black because this shit's just going to keep going, or maybe he dies, or like that's the whole point, and that's fine. It's better than Lost ending, that's for sure. Like I know you didn't see any of Lost, but like that was a terrible end. I mean, it's hard to nail. Like I'm worried about the series finale of this show, just because there's no source material. You don't know. Like
I mean, there's yet to be a happy ending in this fucking series, so I kind of feel like you finally have to have a happy ending of some sort.
Well, again, George R. R. Martin's been on record saying that the ending is bittersweet. Like it will be bittersweet, but that's the thing. I don't know if the TV show Game of Thrones is going to be bittersweet or if that's just the books. Because
someone can die at the end of the show as long as like peace comes back to Westeros. Like if the show ends with the White Walkers completely just fucking turning everyone into a zombie,
right?
And then like we get left like there's a fucking baby dragon or something that's gonna come back. I don't know, something stupid like everything's fucking ice, everything's dead, and then like you see like Arya hiding underneath a fucking rock or some shit. And then
she is a rock.
Yeah,
she can morph into rocks.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, so to give context, I have not read Lord of the Rings because I couldn't get through the music of Lord of the Rings. Like it's just when I read
the songs.
Yeah, like I was just like, man, this is not the movies. The movies are way more interesting for me. But there's certain things that were not in the movies that were in the books. Mainly the ending, like how Lord of the Rings actually ends.
Right.
The Shire gets sacked and like burned to the ground, and there's none of that in the fucking movie.
Right.
I forget. There's an orc leader, I think, who like goes and literally goes in and they burn the Shire, kill a bunch of fucking hobbits. Like it's bittersweet. Again, they win the big conflict, but like there's still little like troops around.
Yeah, like Frodo comes back and his fucking home is gone.
It's fucking but.
That would have sucked.
Martin has, but see, that's he said that's the best thing about Lord of the Rings is that ending because it's bittersweet. And he said that's if I were to copy anything, it would be that. Like I want to make the sacking of the Shire a part of the Game of Thrones.
This is why I'm glad that he is not fucking involved with the way the story's going. Have you like? I'm gonna tell you right now. If any of you guys out there that read the Game of Thrones books and actually like them, you guys are full of fucking shit because he is not a good writer. His story ideas are good, but his actual writing itself,
I haven't read anything.
Not very. I read 2.5 books, and it's so fucking dense, and it's basically him just describing, like, that's why South Park makes fun of it, because he's basically describing the veins in people's cocks. You know,
that's a little too much.
I'm not exaggerating.
Like, I don't care if it's like you're describing tits. Like I don't. There's a bunch of details you don't necessarily need, and that's, you know, in my opinion, that's one of them. But I mean, maybe that's maybe people like that. Maybe like that.
Well, it's just like
off.
it's so much detail into like unnecessary shit that like it just kind of, you get bored and you're just like, it just gets real. It's like reading a textbook. You know, after a while, you're just like, your eyes start getting fucking heavy. You're like, fuck, man.
Well, his books, they're bigger than like the Bible and shit. Like there's more, or this book is supposed to be bigger than something like that.
I mean, yeah, I believe it. There's a lot of, it's like 500 pages and every page is just fucking crammed with shit. It's like he makes the font smaller so that he can get more shit into those pages, so that it's like still a standard.
I think he's going to die before the series ends.
I wouldn't be surprised. He's not in the greatest of health.
I think he's going to die before, and it's sad. And I hope you watch this, George R. R. Martin, because you need to fucking realize that you're probably going to die and not finish this. Because no, it's true. Because I mean, Winds of Winter was supposed to come out like fucking 3 years ago.
Yeah. Because
they were like, oh, it's probably it might come out before the season where you reveal that John dies. It happens. Clearly that fucking didn't happen. Motherfucker's still writing. Dude, and he still has another book after this.
Dude, I guarantee you it's writer's block, or he's just cramming too much detail into this fucking book, man. He needs a fucking better editor. Next Sunday.
Yeah, next Sunday.
Episode 4.
We'll
keep talking about this. All right, so UFC 214 this past Saturday. The main event was Daniel Cormier, John Jones 2 for the light heavyweight championship. The card, man, I missed so much shit by leaving. Like, I went in to put something in the room, and that fucking Ozmir, that Swiss guy,
they knocked that guy
knocked the other dude the fuck out. And I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? I had to fucking like wait for the replay to see what happened. There was that, and that was like a great way to open the card. Then I can't remember what the second fight was, but I feel like the rest of Robbie Lawler, Donald Cerrone.
I liked that fight.
I liked parts of the fight. I liked the Robbie Lawler parts, because once Cerrone started getting a rhythm going, it was like, oh, he's picking him apart, and it just kind of got a little boring. And then Robbie Lawler came back at the end of the third round and like started putting.
I don't think Robbie Lawler won.
You don't think so? Well, see, the first round
he caught him off guard at the beginning, but then by the time the round ended, I feel like Donald had gotten back.
The first round was hard to call. That first round was like, you could give it to Cerrone, but I could also see like the most effective, like the heaviest punches
at the very beginning.
At the bigger was Robbie Lawler. He caused the most damage.
No doubt.
Like Lawler, like Cerrone was cut up because of the second round was all Cerrone. Like there's no way anyone should dispute that round, because he picked them apart. And then the third round, it was one of those things again where the beginning of the round, Cerrone was picking them apart, and then Lawler landed a bomb. And
this needed to be 5 rounds.
Yeah.
That's what it needed to be. It needed to go a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think it was like 100% like, this is what it is, this is what's not.
For me, it was a good fight. It wasn't a great fight. Like I expected more of a fucking slobber knocker, as JR would say.
Yeah.
And it started off that way, but I was also expecting Lawler to gas out too, which he did. I was like, he's going to blow his load. He's going to blow his load, and then Cerrone's going to pick him apart. And I actually, like, I played DraftKings, and I picked Cerrone to win the fight. And obviously got that one wrong. But
well, Robbie Lawler's probably going to fight Tyron or whatever his name.
Tyron Woodley.
Yeah.
You know what? If that's the main event of a card, I'm not going to buy that card.
It's probably it shouldn't be. Yeah. It should be on a fight night, a Fox, a fight night or something like that. Yeah. Because Woodley, okay, it's on one. I genuinely believe this on one. Now that I've like really started to understand UFC a little bit more, like just MMA in general. I mean, like. Before, when I first started watching MMA, like the fact that it wasn't all brawls, like it would disappoint me. Like the moment we would get to the ground, it was boring because I didn't understand the technique. Because when I started watching UFC, it was just fucking striking.
Right.
Like, I mean, there was jiu-jitsu players and all this shit. I'm not saying that, but like, you know what I'm trying to say. It was just a different sport, and now it's kind of evolved. And on one hand, the fight was boring. But on the other hand, if you're him in his shoes in the ring with the killer, it's a game of survival in a weird way. Like, my question to you is, where do you feel like as an athlete, your line of like winning and then being entertaining for the fans? Like, at what point do those things, like, can you separate them, or they're always together, or like, Because I felt like when I was watching Woodley, it was all about the win. He didn't give a fuck about what the fans felt because he wanted to win the fight.
Okay, so it's kind of like the San Antonio Spurs. They win, but they don't excite anybody. So I was listening to Colin Cowherd today, and he was talking about if LeBron James was in the league, the fucking Spurs would have a dynasty right now where they probably won like 7 of the last 10
if
championships.
he was on the Spurs?
No, if LeBron wasn't in the league at all.
Oh, if he wasn't in the league.
If he wasn't in the league at all, the Spurs would be like the most boring dynasty ever because they the way they play, it's just really solid, fundamental. There's nothing flashy about it. There's no, they leave their ego at the door. Yeah, they're not shooting. The Warriors are exciting because Steph is fucking 5 or he's 6'3", but he weighs 120 pounds. He looks like he's 12 and he's taking like 75-foot shots and making them. It's just flash. It's 3-pointers. There's an excitement. There's a pace to it. The Spurs don't play that kind of game. So I feel like that's where am I going with this? I feel like entertainment. This is all entertainment. We want to talk about competition. We want to talk about sports, whatever. Sports are entertainment. This is just television. This is another fucking TV show that we watch. And if you're not entertaining, you have no business being on TV. We don't want to fucking watch you. So these guys are like, oh, my job is to win. It's like, no, your job's not to win.
Dana already punished him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, he's not going to get the GSP fight. He thought he's not going to get paid. This guy was on the record complaining that the UFC's racist because he's not making the money he needs to get. He's not getting the big fights.
You got to be flashy.
You got to show. And the fucked up part was that had he put a little more effort into it, he probably would have knocked dude out.
I don't understand why he didn't, to be honest with you.
Because he was
rocking him.
He was playing it safe. He like, okay, I won the first round. He's cut up. This guy doesn't have much of a strike.
See.
No, he couldn't. And he didn't. Either he was worried about getting submitted, or that's just how he is. Because I feel like this isn't the first fight he's done this. Even the Wonder Boy fights. The Wonder Boy was bringing the fight to him the whole time.
That fight was boring.
The second one was boring. I liked the first one.
Oh, I'm talking about the second one.
Yeah,
the one we watched here. It was boring.
Yeah, it was a boring fight. And somewhere along the line, these guys need to realize
it's the record for least strikes in a fight or something, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
For
a championship fight. That's ridiculous.
It's bad. I mean,
everyone's bitching about Conor. Why the fuck is Conor making so much money? Fucking Conor hasn't fought anybody. Conor hasn't defended his fucking title. Well, you know what? Conor talks all kinds of shit, gets everybody fucking riled up, and then he delivers.
Puts on a good show.
He puts on a show.
Even when he loses.
Yeah, it's a fucking, it's a fight. He's there to fight. There's guys out there.
When he lost, he came back and then he put on a show. It wasn't like he lost twice in a row in the same manner.
Yeah.
I mean, and he put his money. That's why I like Conor. He was like, all right, we'll fight at 170. We'll fight at your weight or whatever. That was the whole thing about the rematch. Like that's how good I know I am, and I'll kick your ass. But this fight, what I didn't understand is, motherfucker couldn't even take Woodley down anyway. Maia could not even, he was stuffing every takedown. So what could he have been worried about? You know what I mean?
If we want to get super technical, if he'd have overcommitted on a punch or a kick,
he could have pulled him in or something.
He might have been able to get his hooks on him and take him down. And then when he takes him on the ground, I don't know Woodley's jiu-jitsu. I don't know how good he is on the ground.
Well, he likes to talk about that he's great at jiu-jitsu.
Well, he's
and he just had no one seen it yet.
I mean, the world has seen that he's full of shit. You know what I mean? And I think this is something that I've always complained about with GSP, because GSP used to do the same thing. The only difference was GSP would take you down and fucking hump you for the fucking 5 rounds. And that sucks, but at the same time, it's a little different because when he's on the ground, he's dominating you. And if you're into grappling, you appreciate it. What Woodley did, he wasn't dominating him on the feet. He hit him a couple hard times, and then he ran away the rest of the fight. You know what I mean? He took advantage of a guy that couldn't hit very hard, and he played it 100% safe. He's like, this guy can't hurt me with punches, and I'm not going to let him get close enough to take me down. So I'm just going to, I'm going to land my couple big shots around when I can, and then fucking be on my bicycle.
Do you think Dana will strip him if he continues this? Ethically?
No, because he hasn't done it before. You know what I mean? He just can't do it. He's just gonna make him. He's gonna freeze him out where you're not gonna see him fight as often, or he's gonna put him on the shitty cards, the TV, the Fox Sports 1 cards, or Fight Pass. Even would be the first title on Fight Pass. Title fight. And I'm sure Dana is just hoping and praying that he gets someone in there. He's
going to build a bunch of people under him.
Yeah, someone to take him down. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, but there's guys out there that, I personally thought Wonder Boy won the first fight. I personally did. The second one, I thought it was a draw, you know, because
Well, the first one was a draw.
yeah, the first one was a draw, and I think Wonder Boy won it. And the second one was a split decision. I went to Woodley, and I thought the second one was a draw, and I thought the first
You
one
think they should fight again?
Woodley won. They're going to have to fight another time for, you know, they have to have a rubber match. I mean, they could technically go 4 times if Wonder Boy were to win the next one.
Right.
But do we want to watch that fight 4 times? Because none of the fights have been all that exciting in the first place.
I don't know. That's the thing. I was like, kudos goes to the UFC team because they fucking hype the fights up. They make them seem like they're going to be fucking brawls and these intense things. And
well, I feel bad for Maya because the guy's been trying to get, he's been trying to get a fucking title fight for years. He finally gets one, and then this happens, you know. And it's like, and obviously he wasn't good enough to beat him, but it wasn't entertaining either. Like, if it's going to be one-sided, I want someone to get
dominate.
Yeah, and
either Maya gets knocked the fuck out or Maya submits Woodley.
Exactly. And it
just like you didn't watch the undercard, did you?
No.
So fuck, who was it? Someone was getting dominated the whole fight, and then literally, fuck man, it was a good. I think it was the main event for the prelims. I forgot what it was, but they were literally fighting the whole time, and it was one-sided.
And then somebody hit a fucking 12-run home run.
Literally, that's what it was. The guy, okay, so
that's the greatest thing about combat sports is you could be losing every single round of a fight, and one fucking punch completely changes everything.
So what had happened was the guy who was getting dominated was he was the grapple, the submission guy, right? Mm-hmm. And the other guy was just beating the shit out of him, and he couldn't get any takedowns. He could not get any. He tried. He would shoot for something. And he would get taken. The other guy would just stop it. Well, for whatever reason, the other guy tried to take him down, the fucking specialist, on the 3rd round, and dude capitalized it and got him in a fucking chokehold, and he tapped him out within like fucking 5 seconds.
Yeah,
I mean literally. The other guy tried to shoot, and he was like, "Oh, okay, that's easy." And he fucking at the very end of the fight, that was cool. But no, that's my thing about. Yeah, I agree with you about combat sports. But anyway, so that's that title fight. The Cyborg title fight was another one. That one was, who the fuck's gonna fight Cyborg?
Nah,
I mean, like, I got to give credit to the other chick. Like, she put up 2 rounds, 3 rounds, or however long she lasted. Like on short notice too. Like. You know, I think, I forgot who, Joe Rogan or someone said it best. Cyborg's so good that he's basically like Mighty Mouse.
Yeah.
Where no one's on his level, on her level, I mean. It's not going to fucking happen. But what it's going to do is create a lot of beasts to come out of the woodworks to finally take her down. But she's going to reign champ for a while.
Yeah.
Just like Ronda.
I mean...
Ronda was good enough, but then you start putting out actual hitters.
Yeah.
Look where she ended up.
Like,
you know
people will start getting better. You know, my problem with Cyborg is she cuts a lot of fucking weight. She
walks around like 170, 180 or something.
She's cutting 30 pounds for these fucking fights. So she's going to be bigger than everybody.
She was huge.
She's just, and I mean, I don't know, dude. I've never been a fan of hers.
You don't like women fighting.
I don't like women fighting. One, and the other part is like she's been popped for steroids. She got legit popped for steroids, and you can see her fucking body, just her body structure. It's not natural. She wasn't just some
She's
fit girl.
A freak. She's Brock Lesnar of women.
I don't even know if we want to say that though, because she's chemically enhanced. At some point, we have no idea how long she's been juicing. She was fighting in Japan for a long time where they don't test for shit. You know,
well, she's clean now.
Well, she's clean now, but her body composition has already changed. Like her fucking jaw structure, you know, she's got so much fucking muscle mass on her from who knows how many years.
Someone will beat her.
Yeah, when she gets old enough. I mean, or you find someone that's big enough. I mean, there's people out there that want to fight it, but I don't know. Is she just?
Do you think there will ever be? And I thought about this last night when I was, because I watched it later. The Cyborg fight. Do you think there will ever? Do you think there will ever be like heavyweights for women? Like 2 fat women just
nailing it.
Yeah.
No, they'd fucking gas out in 30 seconds.
Because I mean, like, think about it. And this is why I wanted to talk about it, or I thought about it last night. Imagine like all of this, like the image body issues that would come about. Like, if you start to see like a chunky girl, like how many people would say it? Like me, like I just did right now in a hypothetical situation, calling them fat already. But we don't say that about DC or like, I mean, I'll say that about Mark Hunt, but under that fucking fat is like straight muscle and shit.
Yeah.
Like he'll knock you out in a second. I mean, do you think like Cyborg's probably the biggest women will get? Because that one chick, who's that chick? I think not in. What's the fucking Japan thing?
Was it Gabby Garcia you talking about?
Huge. She's fighting like little like Japanese girls.
I think that's Gabby Garcia, the one she kicked someone in the face illegally.
Yeah, her.
Yeah.
Like she probably. I want to see her in Cyborg fight.
I mean, I've never seen her fight, but like how coordinated is she? Is she skilled enough as well? That's
she
the other
looked
thing.
fine against those Asian women.
Yeah, when she's beating up little fucking 4'11", 90-pound fucking Vietnamese masseuses.
I think there was one that was like, she was there. One of the ladies was like in her 40s or something. Like she still knocked her out. But I don't know.
So just freak shows. I don't know, man. It's just for me, it's gonna be every Cyborg fight I've ever seen has been boring as fuck because they've always been one-sided. It's not competitive, and it's like I don't know. Without her in the division, it's more that the fights are more competitive, you know, because they're more on the same level. But you know, be it her size, her strength, you know, her skill level with her hands, you know, it's just it's not the same as men, you know. And I'm sorry for all of you, you know, feminists and you know equal opportunity, whatever. But just physically speaking, there's no way that you can have an even playing field in that division when you have someone like that. You know what I mean?
It's true. But the same can be said for like John Jones.
Oh, absolutely. And I've always
now if we want
to talk about that, like I've always had an issue with that. Like John Jones, like everyone's like, oh, he's the greatest, this and that. And I'm like, well, we don't know he's the greatest because he always has a size advantage when he's in the fucking cage. Always
a reach advantage too, man.
Everything. The only time the advantage was kind of nullified was when he fought Alexander Gustafsson, who to this day is the best fight he's had. That's the closest match he's had. You know, some people would even give Gustafsson the nod. I feel like when I saw that fight, I was like, Jones won this by one round, just barely by a hair. You know, Gustafsson gassed out. He gassed out towards the end of the fight. The fourth round is actually what decided it. Like, had Gustafsson had enough juice to make the fourth round, I think he would have won the fight. But that's the first time we saw Jones that really had any kind of trouble. You know, and even with this DC fight, yeah, you know, the first two rounds were kind of close. You know, I think DC definitely won the second. The first one was like split. You know, I've had people arguing about that. Like, let me tell you guys something. Teep kicks do not score fucking points. So I don't give a shit if he throws fucking 75 teep kicks. The teep kicks is the front kick that we do to like the thigh or to the stomach. Like those aren't doing any fucking damage. What they did do was set up that leg kick. That's what they did. It was a setup. But to on a points level, DC scored the most effective like strikes in the first two rounds.
No, for sure.
In my opinion. But yeah, John Jones, the first time and the only time he has fought someone near his size, he fucking got his face busted open and almost lost the fight. And we still want to call him the greatest of all time. And that's like, no, he's the greatest fucking weight cutter of all time. You know what I mean? Because the size,
so big.
It's the size advantage.
Well, he wants to.
He looks like fucking. When I was watching the fight, I was watching a fucking cartoon. I was watching fucking Dalsum fighting fucking Mighty Mouse or fucking Joe Mack from Mike Tyson's Punch Out. You know what I mean? Like that's what it looked like. I was like, this is.
His arms are so long.
Oh yeah, dude, he could fucking hit you from across the ring, man.
His elbows are like punches. Like that's the reach of his elbows.
You got to do so much work to get inside on the guy, and then he's a great wrestler. You know, what I mean, he's good with his trips. You know,
you know, speaking about just to speak on this fight, not to go like career blah blah blah, but yeah, DC was winning, but at no point did I ever feel like John was in trouble.
No,
that's the thing.
Well, he's also like everybody knows he's a slow starter. So, you know, I even heard Brandon Shaw broke down the fight, and he said if DC wants to win this fight, he's got to win the first 3 rounds. Because after the third round, you know, it's going to be all John. Because that's how his fourth and fifth round, he's going to pour it on you. And then you got to survive. You got to win the first 3 rounds and then survive the last 2 rounds. Maybe you get a TKO. No one is... I can't even remember when he got fucking rocked. I think Machida hit him one time, and it looked like it kind of dazed him.
I mean, he was getting hit hard.
Yeah, and it wasn't... But he was never on Queer Street. He was not even close. Like he never got stunned. So like
he was getting hit hard.
We can't with uppercuts too.
And because DC is not a lightweight either.
No,
he's a fucking heavyweight.
So any questions about John Jones' chin have been answered.
Do you think they'll fight again?
No, there's no reason for that third
Yeah,
fight.
I don't think there should
I
be
think
either.
DC should retire. He should just stick to commentating now. I think, at some point.
Is it the crying thing?
Well, no, not that, but it's like at some point you have to realize that you've reached the peak of your career.
and you can't beat John.
You can't beat John. Who else are you gonna fight? You know what I mean? Unless you just really love fighting. But I feel like he's not. I feel like John Jones was his unicorn, and that's the thing that's been motivating because he's 38 years old. He's not.
That's true. When I saw the age thing, I'm like, yeah, you should. Once you get up that age, unless you're Yoel Romero, literally,
Yeah.
like, because when he lost, I was surprised.
Yeah.
But at no point was I like, all right, you need to hang up the bootstraps.
Right.
It's like, all right, you lost fair and square.
It was a close fight too.
Yeah,
It wasn't-
live and fight again. This one was not a close fight.
No.
And this is what I mean by that. If they were to fight again, could Daniel win? Yes. No, we're not saying that but the fact he lost in this fashion.
Yeah. No, it was definitive. There's no dispute. You can't make any arguments.
Because the moment when he hit that kick,
yeah,
it wasn't even over at that point. But
No.
John knew that it was done.
Oh, the
because-
way he was over, the way he was running.
Well, no,
yeah.
let's just
Yeah.
go on hypothetical street here. Let's just say he hit him with 30 seconds to go and he survived the round.
Yeah.
The fight was still over at that point because obviously what we saw after, but
No, it was taking forever to recover.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even if he recovered through the round and made himself extra wet, gave himself the most time, whatever, the fight was still done.
Yeah.
And that's just one kick.
Yeah.
And that was something he set up, as we and you both agreed.
Yeah.
Those little low kicks, when you start to fucking, block. I'm assuming, I don't fight, but I'm assuming once you start to have that mindset of oh, here comes a low
Yeah.
kick, and then here comes a top kick that you're not defending. It's all game over.
It's all set up. Yeah. No, absolutely. He set that shit up. And he even said, and before the fight happened, he said that DC's got tendencies. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you got to play on
he
those.
saw it, yeah, and fucking set it up because he likes to lean to the right. It's just like when Bisping got knocked the fuck out by Dan Henderson.
Yeah.
Dan Henderson knows that Bisping likes to roll out to his left, and Dan Henderson's power hand is his right. So he knew eventually he was going to roll right into his fucking fist, and is now crucified. And now he's the most brutal KO in the history of the fucking UFC. Belongs
That's
to Dan
the one
Henderson.
where he,
and then where he threw the extra one in there for shits and giggles. Yeah, might be why fucking Bisping's blind in one eye.
He's blind in one eye?
Yep, that's why if you see him he's like this.
I didn't know he was blind in one eye.
Yeah, he's got eye damage. He needs to get surgery on. He's not going to get it done until he's done fighting.
He's the champion still, right? When is his next fight?
They're talking about GSP. That's a super fight now.
And then
The Tyron Woodley super fight got taken away and given to Bisping. It was given to Bisping, taken away from Bisping, and given back to
what is
Bisping.
Bisping champion of?
Middleweight, 185.
So, yeah, that's. I don't know, but and I mentioned this before we started recording to wrap up the whole UFC thing. I feel like Joe Rogan ended Daniel's career more so than John did. Because the legacy of that knockout.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to take him serious now.
It's done. And it's sad because I don't know if he was crying because of the emotions or because he got knocked out. Or just had no idea what was going on. It was a sad sight to see.
Yeah.
But he's also worked really hard for this to lose in this fight. I don't know what was going through his head.
Right.
And Joe's been on record numerous times saying
and he said it right after the interview too.
I don't want to record. I don't want to interview people after they get knocked out. And then he did it anyway. Which on one hand, I can't really fault the guy for it either because we want to hear what DC has to say in that moment. It was a shocking loss. Period.
Yeah.
I never expected it to be a knockout.
And he came back to the cage too. That's the other thing. Had he just went to the locker room and stayed?
They didn't let him go to the. They didn't.
They didn't let him go. Oh, I didn't know that.
So on Fight Pass, you can actually watch the whole wide angle of the thing.
Yeah.
And I saw this in the background of the John Jones interview, but as soon as he lost and he got up, he tried to leave.
Right.
And the medical staff was like, "No, you can't leave. You got to stay in here."
So they could do an exam.
Whatever. And then before they did the hand raising, he tried to leave again.
Yeah.
And Dana White was there, and Dana White got in his face and totally fucking made Daniel his bitch. I don't know what he said because they literally cut the feed so you can't hear what he said, but you can tell based on expression that Dana was like, if you don't fucking get in there, you're done or something like that.
Get the fuck back in there.
Exactly.
Fucking Dana, man.
Because Dana has that control over all his fighters. Doesn't matter how big you are. But and then that's when he went back, and then he stayed in the ring, and then everything processed and everything like that. And I said this before, because someone posted in our group, he's Daniel Cormier or something like that. I mean, he's literally going to be the crying Jordan of the UFC. Anytime there's a disappointing loss or anything like that, a call too early or whatever, they're going to throw fucking Daniel's crying face on there, and it's never going to go away.
No, it's not.
And that's so like Joe.
This is gonna
ruined his career more than John did.
I mean, he might, if he doesn't develop thick enough skin.
That's like suicidal shit.
Yeah, he might just
drugs.
He might disappear like from the line. Like he might not even do the broadcast stuff anymore or anything. Just like completely try to phase himself out of
which sucks because
spotlight because he's a good commentator.
Everybody likes DC in my opinion.
Right
now, like right now, and but people like memes more. Like people,
fucking internet is cruel, man.
And it's just an interesting thing. I don't know. I guess that's a good little thing to end it on. But I just feel like it's not the last you'll see of DC, but not in the way that we all want.
All right. Sounds good. Well, that's going to do it for us, folks. Daniel, are you going to do your own? You should do a Metallica, like little 10-minute Metallica reaction video.
I should. And then talk about how I hate Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah, Avenged Sevenfold fucking sucks.
Dude, they brought in so many different... I mean, I'm not going to get into it now, but like... The amount of white people that were there that were just like bros.
Oh,
because
they brought all the Orange County folks out.
Yes.
The fucking raised trucks, flipped build-up hats.
It was totally like that, at least for where I was standing.
Right.
I mean, I'm going to say this one last thing about Avenged Sevenfold, and I probably will do a video. The thing that always bothered me about Avenged Sevenfold is they've never come together as a band. If you take either the guitarist and you put them in it, like I feel like they're talented. Mm-hmm. Their old drummer was talented, like, but they could never come together and make an actual good song. And I've always fucking hated their vocalist. Always. I've never liked their vocalist ever. And the music they play right now, and I don't think you've ever played this game, but like there's these Japanese games that I used to play when I was younger called Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah.
And it was just about like people during the Three Kingdoms in China, and like you just fight battles and shit, right? But they'd always have... You've heard of like Japanese metal music, right? Where it's like Dragon Force-y type.
Yeah, it's like One Punch Man.
It literally sounds like... That's what I feel like when I listen to them. Like
that's fair.
They're not like what you would consider a AAA title big band.
Right.
They just sound... Because they can't... Like I feel like they can't make a melody right. I don't know anything about music because a lot of people hate on me, but I just fucking hate Avenged Sevenfold.
No, fuck us Avenged Sevenfold. I've never liked him. They got one song I like. They got the Almost Easy is the only song I like.
I don't even know what that song is.
I'll send it to you.
They probably played it.
Yeah, they did.
I like 3 songs from them in their entirety.
Yeah.
And they played one of them live. But it's just... Anyway, that'll do it.
All right, guys. Well, you know the drill. Visit our YouTube page, Daniel and Gian Talk on YouTube. D&G Talk on SoundCloud. We're on iTunes. Leave us a review. Leave us comments. We love interacting with you guys, especially when you get angry. I don't know why that's so much fun.
It's great.
It's great. That's when we get the best answer out of you. And stay tuned for the next one. We will see you soon.